Yo guys, what's going on?
What up?
Nick here from Prowlers, joined by Ryan.
Hi.
And today we are bringing you guys a new video on how to wrap your sneakers.
Yes, sir. We are.
We know you guys need this information as sometimes if you leave your shoes out on the shelf, they might collect dust. Sometimes you can get
Scuffs and stuff.
scuffs prone to fading. So it's always nice to put them in a nice little shrink wrap bag. So we're going to show you guys how to do that today. But first things first, what you're going to need is obviously some shrink wrap bags. We have, I believe they're 16 by 12 inch for these ones. You're going to need a pair of scissors, of course, snip snap.
And a Black & Decker is what we got at least. It's a
Heat gun,
yeah.
1350 watt heat gun. And we got this all off of Amazon. So this is from Amazon. The shrink wraps from Amazon, scissors from Amazon, and we'll provide you guys the link down in the description so you guys can find that. But let's get right into it, I guess.
Yep, jump right in.
So we'll start off here with the Jordan 4s. So first things first, you're going to want to grab your bag. Put your hand in it and just open it up.
Get a nice little space in there.
Make sure it's nice and open. You want to grab your shoe. I usually grab it by the kind of the heel there on the bottom. You're just going to throw it right into the bag here. Heel first. Bring it up to the back. Now you want to be careful here at this step because you don't want to put the shoe too far up in the bag. If you do put the shoe too far up in the bag, when you begin heat shrink wrapping it, when you begin applying the heat to the shrink wrap, you're going to notice that oftentimes the bag will split on the seam. So to avoid that, you want to leave about 1.5 inch gap right there at the top between the back of the shoe and the top of the bag.
Yep. And another good tip too is try and keep the seam even all the way throughout the bag. So like have the middle end up in the middle of the shoe, at the back end on the toe.
Exactly. So I'll give you guys a quick look at this, how we have this in here. So
doesn't have to be absolutely perfect by any means,
but that is roughly how you want to have it in the bag there. So then we'll get right into it here. So the heat gun has 2 settings. Usually what I find works best for me. When I'm first starting it off, I start on the bottom here and I'll go on the highest temperature setting. So we'll just get right into it. So you want to just shrink wrap the bottom just a little bit so that it closes it up for the most part, and it's just going to leave you a little bit of hanging stuff here. And then what I do is I go along with the scissors. I cut this off. You want to leave about 1 inch roughly, just so you don't end up with a hole in the bottom here when you do close it. So give this a little bit of heat. Then you're going to want to press it down on a flat surface and do that once more if needed. And now I'm going to let Ryan show you how to do the rest.
Sounds good. So one thing you want to be careful of is like the sharper edges. So for this one, we got a little plastic tag on the side. So that's obviously an easy thing that's going to rip the bag. Also the heel tab here, it's not exactly like sharp by any means, but they could still pop the bag open, unfortunately. Just got to be careful about that.
Yep.
And same with these lace hangers here. There's another spot where it could rip through.
Yeah, you'll notice that the seams are actually pretty weak on these bags, so you have to be really careful along the seams because they will split.
Yeah, so generally you want to keep like a inch or 2 away with like the higher or with the lower power settings. The higher one you probably want to be a little farther away. But it's just about like practice, getting good at doing the shrink wrap pretty much.
Yeah, you don't want to get too close because if you're too close, it's going to cause a hole in the shrink wrap. But just as Ryan's showing you here, you want to keep about a 3-inch distance roughly on the lower heat setting and a little bit more for the higher heat setting.
All right, there we go. That's first shoe here. We got the AJ3 threads.
nice and clean. The bottom looks clean as well. Sometimes people won't cut the bottom off, and what you'll notice is you'll have a lot of excess plastic on the bottom, and sometimes it won't sit nicely on a flat surface.
But here we have it.
With this method, you're going to have it sit nice and flush on a flat surface, which is why I prefer using this method as opposed to not cutting the bottom of the bag off.
Yeah, so there's definitely plenty of different methods you can use, but this is the one we kind of prefer to do.
Yeah, we find this method works best and avoids putting most of the holes in the bag. Occasionally, you are still gonna get a bag that might be a little weaker than the average bag, or you might get a fit too close, and then the hole, like a hole, will be created in the bag. But no big deal because these bags aren't too expensive. You just get another one out, get right back into it.
Exactly. So we do this pair of Jordans are from 2011. Do you remember what the actual name of these ones are?
These ones? I honestly do not.
Can't remember off the top of your head.
I believe they're Jordan 11 varsity reds, I want to say. Let me just take a look.
Yeah.
Varsity red. Yeah, so these are the Jordan 11 retro low black varsity red from 2011.
Sir. So now we're gonna do the shoe, and we could show you guys some other methods, but this is like kind of our go-to way to do it.
I find this way is usually the quickest. Ryan, as you can see, usually just shrink wraps the whole shoe, and he'll do the cutting on the bottom last. I usually like to do the cutting of the bag and the bottom first, and then I move on to the top of the shoe. I usually find that works best for me, but it's really all up to personal preference and finding what works best for you.
Yeah, so one thing I like to do with my method is, like Nick said, I do the whole shoe first, and then I'll cut along plastic. I'll leave probably like a ½ inch, and then what I do is I like to tuck the plastic underneath each other. So here what I'll do is I'll just take this, try and tuck it in as best I can. For this one, I might do best to go the other way actually. That. And then just shrink wrap it again, or heat gun it again. Get it nice and soft for you to mash on the table there. And there we go.
Looks pretty good.
Finish it up. La-la-la-la. And there we go. There we have it. Oh.
So I'll show you guys one last time here on the linens. Now, usually what I find when you shrink wrap Yeezys, you'll have the top toe here, or the tongue, sorry, it'll actually bend down. So you want to usually stuff a little bit of maybe some paper or something that will be fine to stuff it with in there, and then that'll help keep the form of the shoe nice while it's shrink wrapped. Grab it from the back again, toss the leg in there. Perfect. Do the bottom. Oh,
No, you won't.
no, I won't. Now we'll do the bottom. And you just give that a snip right about there.
So with 350s in particular, one thing you want to be careful about is the ribbing on the sole of the shoe or the midsole here. Sometimes, just the way it pokes up at the plastic, if you shrink wrap it a little bit too tight, it'll actually pop the seam, or it'll just pop the plastic right open. So it's not like a huge deal if you do that. You probably just want to restart though, just so your whole shoe is pretty much airtight for the most part. So.
And there we have it, folks. The linens. I hope you guys liked that video, and I hope it brought you some value. Hope you guys can now wrap your own shoes at home and keep them protected. And if you're looking for a new pair of shoes, you know we got you. Thank you.
Prowlers.ca is where it's at.
Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, we'll catch y'all later. Remember to subscribe. Remember to like the video if you liked it. Dislike it if you disliked it. And if you got any questions, leave them down in the comments down below. So catch y'all later. Remember to stay proud.
Peace out, guys.